Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. I apologize if you can hear my washer. It's just my dishwasher going, but I do scrapbook right next to the kitchen, so there's not a whole lot I can do about it. I am going to show you something I'm working on during this these 2 months in the summer for June and July. I'm trying to work through a nice stack of older pattern papers that I find that I don't actually reach for when I'm looking for stuff to scrap. So I started with 30. I went through that 30 and grabbed the ones that I'm most likely to gravitate towards and want to create something. I maybe have an idea already kind of in mind. And I'm going to start with this piece first. What I am thinking about doing here is cutting out, I love this floral and it's there too, repeating. I also love this little bit right here of, it's a teal color. I don't mind this yellow one as well. So I'm actually going to cut them up into the little bricks. They're wood planks is what they are. And I'm going to create something in that sort of form. It might become multiple layouts because I'm intrigued by this yellow here. There's some coral and a little bit there. I like this little stripe. It's green. I have a very hard time scrapping with green, so I'm not sure, but I think I'll save it. And definitely this, like I said, this one. And then this is yellow, so I'm thinking it might coordinate with that well as well. So I am going to just see what I can come up with here. Maybe I'll do a process video for you. You can see how I use it. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to include this in my Be Inspired and Use It Up. So I'm being inspired by this, this right here. This is what I'm deciding to use to be inspired by. I'll get you on fast forward and we'll see what I can create.
So, you know when you start a layout and you expect it to come together in one way and then it turns into something completely different? That's the way this layout's going to go. So what I did is I grabbed the 2 pieces of pattern paper that were the whole point of the start of this collection with the whitewashed wood grain. I also grabbed the red one because I thought that it might work with the other photo that I had. So my first thing is, let's have a little bit of mixed media. I don't do a lot of it, but every once in a while I do like to do some little bits of it. So I mixed together some modeling paste with some of my mists to come up with this very pretty color. And I just used a Recollections color that's like a teal, and then I used the Tim Holtz cracked pistachio, I believe. And I'm going to back it on this piece of wood grain. Now that wood grain is part of the 30 sheets of pattern paper I want to use by the end of July. And then of course this piece right here, that red, and those 2 white pieces are also from the same thing. So I'm going to layer it thinking I'm going to copy my own layout I did about when my son was 1. I did a layout called Life with My 1-year-old. And that layout had just about this exact same orientation to it. So I'm kind of playing off of it thinking this is going to look really neat. I'm going to love the way it works. The difference of colors, I'll just bring some red up to that top up there. Everything's going to be fine and dandy. Go into my collection of Project Life cards. I thought it would be a good way to use up some of those as well. I'm again trying to use up as much stuff as I can so I can bring in a bunch of new stuff. I layered my photo up at the top with the photo of Jackson and his grandma. That's my mother-in-law there. And then I did the journaling piece right there. I love. I'm going to fussy cut that out because that's where I'm going to put the small journaling about how much she just adores him, because of course she does. Everyone adores a baby, but they have a very special bond, and I just kind of wanted to document that. And I thought between these 2 photos it showed that at different stages. And after fussy cutting that out, I had that little piece of left out from the cutout, which is almost like a burlap sack type thing. And I really like that. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm liking the way that looks. Let's start doing my title. Very easy title. I'm just going to title it Grandma Time because that's exactly what this is. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, something's missing. So I took that away. I added the photo at the top to the bottom. And now I'm really liking this. So I'm going to add that burlap piece of Project Life. And I'm like, okay, I'm liking this too. So that is how it went from being a layout of 2 to a layout of 1. One photo layout instead of 2. I tried really hard to make it work, and unfortunately it just didn't, but that's okay. Lesson learned. I'm going to add that really pretty gold doily, and then I'm just going to go and add a little tab from, it's a fabric tag. I also added an ampersand down by where the photo is, and that is from a baby collection, an older baby collection, like one of the very first ones I've ever bought. I also decided that it'd be fun to cluster the top up there, so I'm going to just grab a few different pieces to see what I can make work. What I end up doing is, you know how when you pull off a sticker, there's leftover, like you can tell where the sticker had been on the sticker sheet? I literally cut that out. So I made myself my own little banner by doing that, and that was really fun. See right there, I'm going to use that red one to help bring in, my thinking is that's going to help bring in that little bit of red that I have my title placed on. And so again, because this is all about using stuff up, that was a great way to use something up. So not only did I not have to throw it away, I got to use even more of a sticker sheet. So I'm going to start doing that more. I really love the way that looks. I then grab another sticker sheet and I'm going to add a couple hearts and a floral piece, but you will see that in a moment, and I know it's hard to see right now. It will go back to the normal viewing in just a second. There you go. So you can see I added that cutout and the fabric tag. Then from the Wonder collection from Crate Paper, I have this little cutout. It's from one of the cut apart sheets from that collection, and it just says "So Sweet." So I cut the circle out of the cut apart, and I thought that's very fitting because this is a really sweet photo. And I just want Jackson to know how much he is just loved by everyone in his family. So I wanted to do that. I did pop a few things up on Pop Dots just for a little bit of added dimension because I didn't do a lot of layering underneath my photo because that would have covered up the little bit of mixed media I had done. So there's just one little piece from that cut apart, and then the doily and the journaling, and that's it. That's what that little cluster contained. So I wanted to add some more dimension with Pop Dots. Then I decided I'm going to add some mist, so I'm going to use my Heidi Shine in gold, and I'm also going to use, this is the Heidi Shine, it's the blue, the darker blue, and I'm so sorry I can't think of what the color is, but I use that as well. It's not the same blue as the mixed media I had done because of course I mixed that one myself. And I'm looking at it thinking something is missing. I don't know, but something is missing. So I'm going to think for a minute, and what I'm going to do is the fact that there's no triangular effect to it. So that's what I'm pointing at right now. I've got to do something. So I grabbed this piece of Project Life card that was on my desk from another layout, and I'm like, this is going to be it. It's the right color teal to just mix in, and it's going to work really well. So I'm going to do that. That's going to be my final layering piece that just makes it all come together. And now, to me, that looks like a completed layout. But of course, you don't want to just have one little piece there. You want to embellish it. So I took the tag and I cut it in half to use more of the whiter part of it. Added a sticker there. And what I'm going to do is take a sticker from that girly collection you saw earlier and put a little bit up at the top cluster and a little bit up at the bottom, and that's going to finish my layout with some added journaling. And I hope you've enjoyed this one. So quick and fast and easy. If you have any questions, leave a comment. Thanks everyone.